Mistakes kill confidence. Most of us, though, have zero strategy for dealing with this attack on our self-esteem. We just bumble along trying to hold it all together when we should be bolstering our self-belief. Welcome back to this weekly edition every Friday of the Japan Business Mastery Show. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan and best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. We are bringing the show to you from our studio in the High Performance Center here in Iacocca, in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. This is episode number 28, and we are talking about 5 ways to deal with your mistakes. Before we get going, a quick word from our sponsor. If you want to be successful as a leader, do the Leadership Training for Managers course. All companies need people who can both manage and lead. Leading people screams out for real skills in communication, dealing with all different types of people, being excellent at innovation, planning, delegation, handling mistakes, doing performance reviews really well, and inspiring and motivating the team. Do the Leadership Training for Managers course now in either Japanese or English. Welcome back. Okay, now it's time for the show. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. 5 ways to deal with your mistakes. We want people to fail. That's right, because we all know that we are the product today of all of our accumulated failures. We have learnt what works and does not work by trying something, failing and then adjusting the way we do things. Iacocca is famous for how he treated a multi-million-dollar failure in the car industry committed by one of his marketing executives at Chrysler. It was no small change either, the amount was large, and the executive in question presumed he was being called in to the boss's office to be given his marching orders. Upon entering the office, he said, "I suppose you're going to fire me." Iacocca said, "Fire you? We just spent millions educating you." Is that how you see your own mistakes? Part of your education? Or do you beat yourself up? Here are 5 ways to shake off your mistakes and move forward to success. 1. Brush it off. No one is perfect. Once in a while, everyone makes mistakes. It's going to happen. Don't spend time worrying about it. Cooperate with the inevitable and focus on what you are doing. This is how we learn. So see a mistake as a stage in your education. In high-tech environments, the mantra is fail faster because they know how important it is to try new things when seeking breakthroughs. Analyzing the reason for the mistake. Well, it's often because we are dealing with permanent overload and are always rushing. We don't take the time to check because we are too wrapped up in production mode. Count mistakes as a cost of business and try to move ahead and reduce that cost factor in the future. Number 2, don't fuss about trifles. Forget the small stuff. Perfecting something pointless or of low value makes no sense and adds little to the organization's efforts. If you can mentally stop obsessing about the smaller mistakes, you'll be more focused and catch the larger ones before they happen. Accuracy is a key thing in some areas, so we need to flick the switch to know when we are entering a key area. When we get there, we need to slow down and go for perfection for a few minutes in the day. We don't have to be like this the whole day through and beat ourselves up if we aren't. Number 3, don't worry about the past. Shake off your mistakes and move on. Don't live in yesterday or tomorrow for that matter. Forget about what happened, no matter how silly or embarrassing or bad it was. By letting go of the past, it will help you focus on your current task. Mistakes are building blocks for enlightenment. Think of them that way. Get on the front foot and start pushing forward. Everyone is so tied up in themselves. They soon forget about you and refocus on themselves anyway. We might have provided some inadvertent mild relief, but it doesn't dwell on their minds. Like bad news in the media. The next day, the newspaper is embracing the fish bones, vegetable peels, and other rubbish and garbage. The world has moved on, and so should we. Number 4, profit from your mistakes. So you've made a mistake. Now figure out why you made the mistake, make a note, and move on. Making even a mental note will help remind you to be more careful next time the situation comes up. Ironically, some of the greatest breakthroughs in science and technology have come from mistakes rather than intention. In brainstorming sessions, the ridiculous ideas spark the genius ideas. You might not have gotten one of the genius ideas without the ridiculous idea. See your own mistakes as sparks and catalysts to a better future. Number 5, rest before you get tired. Many times silly mistakes are made simply because you are tired. Tiredness combined with making too much haste makes for a nasty combination. When we are tired, errors will pop up like weeds after rain. Make sure that you get enough sleep. And sometimes it is better to tell yourself to go slower or time for a break. Understand, your best work rhythm. Winston Churchill did his best writing in the early hours of the morning, after midnight, propped up with some cigars and whiskey. Others are at their most creative in the early part of the day, up until maybe lunchtime. If you know that about yourself, hive off that golden time and devote it to the creative work you need to be doing. So, key points to dealing with our mistakes. 1, brush it off. 2, don't fuss about trifles. 3, don't worry about the past. 4, profit from your mistakes. 5, rest before you get tired. Thank you for watching this episode, and remember to hit the subscribe button. The Japan Business Mastery Show is here to help you navigate your way around business here in Japan. Subscribe on YouTube. Share with your family, friends, and colleagues. Hit the little bell icon for automatic new episode updates and notifications. Our website details are on screen now. enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. It's awesome value, so check it out. Please leave me some feedback on YouTube. I'd love to know how this show has helped you and, well, what other topics are you interested in for me to cover? Just tell me how I can help you best. You might also enjoy my other weekly shows for podcasts. Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the podcast version. Tuesday for the Presentations Japan series. Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series. Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series. And Fridays for the Japan Business Mastery Show. You get these podcasts wherever you get your normal podcasts from. Also on Mondays, I release my other TV show, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. That's also on YouTube. In episode number 29, we are talking about 4 pillars for principle-driven sales. Onegai itashimasu. Please join me next week to master business here, because that is what we all want, isn't it? Japan business mastery.